I need the questions. That might help.
It might do.
Lol. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I've got Joe with me again this week.
Hi.
He hasn't been on the channel. Well, no, he's on the channel every week. If you watch my weekly vlogs, you're probably sick of the sight of him. But no one could ever be sick of the sight of you. He hasn't been on my sort of main channel videos since we did the couples 1, 2, 3 tag. And you guys always really like Joe.
I'm glad someone does.
I've got him back because, as you all know, I'm doing a bit of a music takeover on my YouTube channel over the next couple of weeks. Today we are doing a tag. We're doing what is called the Music Memories tag, and this tag was created by Zoe London and Sophie Eggleton, whose channels I will leave in the description box. And it's a really fun tag. It's all about sort of music and gigs and nostalgia and that sort of thing. That's not explaining it very well. So it's a bunch of questions, we're both going to answer them. We're just going to kind of sit here and chat about music. So I hope you really enjoy it. So, question 1 is your worst gig experience.
Why did they have to start out with the worst? Because I was thinking, like, I knew we were about to film this video, and I was kind of thinking, oh, what if one of the questions is like my worst gig experience? Because I can't think of what that is.
What if it's
and
this?
Lo and
oh,
behold,
no, it is.
it's the first question.
I think, off the top of my head, I think my worst gig experience was probably when I went to see Billy Talent at the O2 Academy in Leeds. And Billy Talent were amazing, there's nothing wrong with the actual gig. But there was a guy who was stood next to me for the whole thing, and he was so drunk. Like, I know people get drunk at gigs, but this guy was off his face. And he was so annoying. Like, he kept, like, pushing into me, like, on purpose just to try and piss me off. So I kept like pushing him back, and it was just proper riling me up, and it like really ruined like the last half of the gig for me because I couldn't concentrate on how awesome Billy Talent were because I was too busy trying to stop this guy next to me from being a total twat.
Worst gig experience. The first thing which comes to mind for me is when I went to see Alexis on Fire in 2009. I was on the front row, which I regret anyway. Because it was a wild gig, but there was a woman who was like desperate to get on the front row next to me, and she kept like trying to pull me out. No. And she had this like giant ring on. She had this like giant rock, so it was obviously like a, you know, like a costume jewelry ring. Yeah. But it was really like spiky, and she kept like hitting me with it.
That is so not okay. That's not gig
appropriate.
Etiquette. Okay, so. Moving on from that, question number 2 is a music video that blew your mind. Can I answer this first? Because there's instantly a music video that comes to mind for me for this one, and the one that blew my mind is Smack My Bitch Up by The Prodigy. You know what video I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course I do.
What happens in the video is it's from someone's point of view, and they're getting really drunk and they're like beating people up, and it's really quite horrible.
Like pulling loads of women in, taking loads of drugs.
Yeah, and it's just like, and it's awful. But then at the end, the camera turns round and you see who's been the subject of it the whole time, and it's a woman. And you just like proper don't see it coming, and I think it's a bit of a like, haha, screw you thought this was a guy, and it's not. That's gender stereotyping. And it's just, I remember the first time I watched it and I was like, oh my god, it's a woman! Like, oh my god!
That's a really good one. And I would have probably said that. And that video I really like. What? Twisted Transistor. It's the one where in the video all the members of the band are played by like rappers. So like Snoop Dogg's in it, and like I think Ice-T's in it.
I totally forgot about that video.
And there's all these, you know, like
can't do good videos.
Very famous rappers, and it's very entertaining. I like that one. I like that video. Didn't blow my mind, but I like it. Okay, question 3. A gig that made you lose your shit. If we're talking old school, then I was probably so excited the first time I saw Mayday Parade. Aww. And how old were we? Like 15, 16? And oh my god, I used to love them so much, and I probably did lose my shit at that gig. But if we're talking more recently, probably 30 Seconds to Mars. That was like a religious experience.
It was like being a part of a cult.
It was ridiculous.
I like 30 Seconds to Mars. I wouldn't ever say I'm a really big fan. Like, I'm a real sort of casual fan of 30 Seconds to Mars. But holy crap, seeing them live at Manchester Arena, like, I was so anxious and so excited, and I didn't even know why. And he came on stage, did Jared Leto.
He looked like Jesus.
With like, he did look like Jesus, and I don't think that was an accident. And he had like a searchlight, and he was like spinning it in the crowd and like singing like really like low and like sort of mysteriously, and then like everything dropped and cannons were fired, and oh my god, I lost my shit in that gig. It was amazing. They know how to put on a show. You can say what you will about 30 Seconds to Mars, but they know how to put on a show.
Do you know what I'm gonna say?
I think I do.
Am I allowed to say it?
Yes.
Is it appropriate?
Yes, it's appropriate.
We went to see Lost Prophets in Wales.
For your 16th birthday.
For my 16th birthday, and Lost Prophets were my favourite band.
Oh god, you loved them.
I still...
Well, I still love them. You know, just because Ian Watkins is a disgusting human being doesn't mean that the music isn't still good. I'm sorry. But he's a horrible, horrible person. He deserves to rot in prison. But that does not mean that their music isn't good. No. And it doesn't mean that their music isn't good anymore. I still love Lost Prophet songs.
Your mum got us tickets to go to Wales because Rihanna's Welsh.
Yeah, a lot of my family live in Wales, and they were playing in Newport, and that's where a lot of my family live. So we managed to kind of
went to the Newport gig, and we went down there for that. And you know, they were my all-time favourite band. It was the first time I'd ever seen them, so it was a huge experience for me. And oh Christ, it was bloody good. It was amazing. They opened with Everyday Combat, and it was just insane. It'd
be up there in my top 10 gigs of all time. Because it was very special.
They had huge banners, and they dropped all the curtains dropped for there as well. And you don't usually get a show like that in an academy. So yeah, that made me lose my shit because it was such a moment for me. And I was also I'm in the video for Where We Belong.
You are, because it was filmed at
that gig, and I am in the video multiple times. You can spot me quite a few times.
You can.
And that's my claim to fame. It's the only music video I've ever actually bought.
You're in it. Right, question 4. Oh my god, we're only on question 4. The band you wished you could join. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Aerosmith.
Oh, excellent choice.
Can you imagine being in Aerosmith?
Oh my god.
I mean, I know they're going on a farewell tour soon, but can you imagine being that close to Steve Tyler all the time? He's like the coolest guy in the world.
He is. Who would I be with? You said Aerosmith, so it's going to have to be Bon Jovi.
It would be great to be in like a big sort of classic
Imagine being
band.
in a band that big.
Bon Jovi are one of the best bands I've ever seen live.
Absolutely
They were incredible. Yeah. And Aerosmith too. But like, they were incredible.
Shh, don't be quiet.
Next question is question
5.
Shut up. A song that reminds you of your partner stroke friend.
You go first.
Oh, for God's sake. A song that reminds me of you. Anything off of Liberation Transmission and anything off of Made of Braid's first album. Shit, what's it called? So far?
Lesson in Romantics.
Lesson in Romantics. Because they were the songs that, they were like the albums that we listened. No, don't.
I'm going first. Warm Me Up by The Audition. You know why? Because it's the first song I ever sent to Rihanna over MSN.
MSN?
Oh man, that's how old we are.
I love how you knew that I was going to say that.
I was hoping you were not going to, so I'd go, oh yeah, I got a great one.
Okay, well you carry on and then I'm going to carry on with mine.
You know,
I'm sure we've told this story
before we were together.
I'm sure.
And I sent the song to you, and like after we'd been together like a year, you then said it to me like, oh my god, yeah, you sent me this song, which is a really good song, but it's all about like sex. I was like, oh my god.
It is. It's the lyrics of Warm Me Up Beneath the Sheets,
I know,
babe.
But like, I didn't listen to it in that way.
Yeah, a song. I'm just saying albums. So a song that would remind me of you. There's a lot of songs that remind me of you, to be fair. But it probably would be something off of Liberation Transmission or something off of Lesson in Romantics. Number 6 is Best Gig Ever. I do not know what mine is. I do not know. I think we can maybe do top 3.
Let's break it down.
Let's break it down into categories.
Let's break it down. So, small venue.
So best small gig would probably be... I have no idea. I don't know. What would yours be?
No Devotion, Manchester Sound Control, July 2014.
Special. That was very special.
I think it was the second or third show they'd ever played as a band.
And it was the first time
it was such a cathartic experience for me.
Yeah.
Because obviously, you know, with Lost Prophets being my favourite band, I was absolutely destroyed by what Watkins did. You were very happy that they were happy.
Yeah, like we came away from that gig like they are so happy and they look so much happier than they did in Lost Prophets, and that makes me in turn so happy.
We'd heard one song.
Yeah.
There was one song out, and they did this, you know, they did this 10-track show.
It was great.
And the first track they played was Night Drive, which is my favourite off their album.
Anyway, my best small gig. I really can't. I can't think at all. There are so many, and again, I go back to the nostalgia thing rather than...
Well, that's fine, go nostalgia.
I'd struggled to choose between two, and they were both our first two gigs together. And our first gig together was My Passion. I don't know if any of you remember My Passion, or if any of you even know who My Passion were. They were a very small band, and
you on about the Rios one?
We broke up. They broke up. They broke up. When did they break up? It was years ago now. Me and Joe loved them, and it was actually the first gig that me and Joe ever went to, and it was at a tiny little like bar in Leeds called Rios that isn't even there anymore, and there must have been 20 people in the audience, tops, maybe 15. It was the tiniest gig, and we met them all afterwards, and they were all super nice, and it was mine and Joe's first gig together, so it was kind of special to me. But the second one would also probably be our second gig together, and that was Medina Lake at Cockpit in Leeds, and the audition supported, and I'm a massive...
That was not our second gig together.
And I'm a massive fan of the audition.
They're the ones who sing Warm Me Up.
I'm a huge fan. So that was just, and that was the first actual proper busy Cockpit gig that I'd been to ever. So that was a really big deal for me. That was like my first proper gig, like
with people and everything.
With people in it. There wasn't like 10 people there. So for nostalgia purposes, it would have to be one of those two, probably. Are
you ready to go with your arena gig?
No. Are you?
Top of my head is Pink.
I wasn't there for that, and because, I'm so sad.
Pink is... I love Pink, like her music's so Pink. Good anyway, but watching Pink live is like,
I'm so gutted I couldn't go to that.
A cross between like the most amazing concert ever and a Cirque du Soleil show.
The first one that comes to mind is 30 Seconds to Mars, the one that I talked about earlier, because the show was literally just, it was insane, it was absolutely insane, but
oh no.
we kind of bought the tickets, not as a joke, but on like a whim, and it was one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. It was Motley Crue.
Oh my god!
With Alice Cooper supporting.
Oh, Alice Cooper slayed.
I don't like Motley Crue. And it was amazing. And it was their farewell tour. It was amazing. They had a roller coaster for the drums. The third category, festivals.
Festivals or stadium, that kind of the big tier bands.
Do you have the answer to this? Because I don't.
My holy trifecta.
I knew you were going to say that.
My classic rock trio.
Joe has what he calls his holy trifecta of classic rock, and that is Bon Jovi, Kiss and Aerosmith, and we have now seen all three of them. I don't know what my favourite would be actually. Up there, surprisingly, up there would be Linkin Park at Download.
That was good. Hybrid Theory in full. I've
never seen a crowd sing along so much to anything, like apart from the Linkin Park headline show where they did Hybrid Theory in full. It was really special, but that was for like a crowd perspective. Like the band, they were really good and they put on a really good show, but the crowd really made that show. But I'd also put up there Biffy Clyro at Leeds Festival.
I'm so happy you just said that because
Biffy Clyro at Leeds Festival.
Just come to me. I just want to throw out there as well.
This is gonna be so long. This video's gonna wire all our videos.
Gonna be really quick. Blink 182 at Leeds Fest.
We've still got 4 questions after this.
Fine. We've answered one question really quickly. Blink 182 at Leeds Fest 2010 because that was my first ever big headliner band, and I love Blink. New album's really good. Check it out.
The last song you listened to. Question 7 now. So the last song you listened to. The last song I listened to was somewhere in the middle of the Blink 182 new album at work yesterday. Oh. It's I don't know which one it was. I feel like it might have been Rabbit Hole. What's the last song you listened to, Jeff?
The last track I listened to was the first track on the Blink 182 album, California.
Yeah! Right, question 8. A song that sums you up. That's an interesting question.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know the answer to that. I can't think of any. I think we should scrap this question. And I think we should replace it.
We always do this.
No, and I think we should replace it with a different question.
Oh, okay.
And my different question would be a fun one, and it would be 5 tracks that sum up your music taste.
Oh, you... Oh.
Or 5 artists, should we say.
Okay.
So, sorry to Zoe and Sophie, I'm hijacking your tag and I'm adding an extra question in. Because I cannot answer that.
You go first.
So, 5 artists
which sum you up.
Perfectly sum up your music taste. Newton Faulkner, Paramore, Fall Out Boy, but old Fall Out Boy, not new Fall Out Boy. The Fratellis, System of a Down,
Ooh, very nice.
I think that pretty much sums up my music taste in 5
Oh,
artists.
yeah, I think you, yeah. Right. Manic Street Preachers, Aerosmith, just move it down, AFI.
And Paramore.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that question. Right, so question 9. We've only got 2 questions left. Question 9. What musical era do you wish you were around in?
80s.
Yeah, I would have said 70s and 80s, but specifically 70s and 80s punk.
Oh, classic rock.
70s and 80s punk I would have loved.
Like seeing Aerosmith and Bon Jovi
Like
and,
in the prime.
In the prime, you know, like the Bon Jovi video for Living on a Prayer.
Oh.
But if not that, I would wish I was the age I am now, like 10 years ago.
Oh, I see.
So I could
For all our amazing like early 2000s albums.
So you know, like the prime.
Oh my god, right.
The prime emo time where like Paramore brought the first 2 albums out and Lost Prophets were touring Liberation Transmission and Start Something. And all those huge bands.
I just want to take a second to say, we haven't mentioned a very special band yet, and I don't think we're going to have a chance to mention them, but I just want to take this second to say I love Taking Back Sunday.
I was so happy. Yes!
I just want to take this second to say Taking Back Sunday rock. The end.
They're superb.
We haven't mentioned them and I'm really surprised.
Taking Back Sunday fit in everywhere, in every aspect of it.
I'm really surprised we haven't mentioned them, so I just want to take a second. Taking Back Sunday are great. Next question. Last question is question 10. Are you taking your socks off?
My socks off.
Last question is question 10. Just fidgeting about. Oh my god. Surprising music fact about you.
Surprising music. Oh, okay, right.
Oh, have you got one already?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
The first like ever concert I went to was Scissor Sisters.
Oh yeah.
It was the first show I ever went to.
Oh, the first one I ever went to was Busted. That was quite cool, but. Yeah,
I went to see
that is a surprising fact.
I went to see Scissor Sisters and the lead singer like got naked at the end. It was really weird.
Surprising music fact about me. The first thing that comes to mind is actually that Joe, this guy right here, is pretty much 100% responsible for my music taste.
I'm so sorry.
Like, I do have a lot of influences from my mum and dad, and I did really like music as a kid, but if I hadn't met Joe, I'm not sure how my music taste will be different. I feel like it will be very, very different. So my surprising music fact is that I've pretty much had no influence on my own music taste.
I am the master.
So that is actually the last question.
Woo!
And we've managed to do it in
less than an hour.
Less than 45 minutes. We've managed to do it.
That's quite good for us. And
so
there's a fair
I'll
bit
hopefully be able
here.
to cut it down a lot.
You know.
So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying my sort of music themed takeover.
I know I am.
Let me know what you think of it. Next week's video is a beauty video that is musical themed, so I will leave that to your imagination.
Musical themed?
Oh no, just music themed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave all of Joe's links in the description box. Please go follow him on Twitter and Instagram because he's fab.
Thank you.
And I will also leave Joe's Spotify link in the description box because if you are into music,
I do that.
Joe does monthly playlists every month, and I know I'm technically biased, but I'm not even joking when I say they are amazing. Like, they're so good. He does them on the first Monday of every month. So I'll leave his Spotify link in the playlist in the description box for you. And thank you for watching. Give me a subscribe. I'm going to put a big square over my face and click it, and you can subscribe to my channel. If you do have any sort of video suggestions that you want Joe to be a part of, then let me know and we will make that a reality. Thank you again for watching. I love you all loads. I'll see you next week.
I think we should do a petition to do Joe versus Rihanna. Does catchphrase.
No!
Yes!
No! Oh, Siobhan's gonna bloody love. No!
I'm amazing at catchphrase.
I'm not amazing at catchphrase.
I'm funny at it as well though.
You would just win. There would be no competition.
No, but it'd be entertaining for everyone to watch.
If anyone wants to see me Joe do catchphrase, then tell me. Thank you for watching. I love you all. I'll see you next week. Bye!